is released. Turret 1, stand by to fire. Stand by turret 1. Turret 2, stand by to fire. Stand by turret 2.
We've seen over 75,000 guests visit the USS Iowa. What does that mean? 75,000 guests who come to San Pedro, the harbor area, to spend their dollars, not only on the ship, but also to visit our other attractions here in the downtown San Pedro and harbor area region.
Right now we have the Iowa opened up about 15%. We've got some of the spaces that we could easily convert, make them safe for the public, but over the next 1 to 4 years we're going to open up 95% of this ship. You're going to be able to go through the engine rooms, the armor, the machinery spaces, the powder flats, inside the turrets themselves. It's going to take a lot of effort, about $6 million for the 6 tours that we're going to have, but it's going to be worth it.
We're about ready to go into the captain's quarters, but we also call this the Roosevelt cabin or Roosevelt bedroom as well, with of course bathtub that was installed for him. This bathtub was installed for Roosevelt because he had polio, so he had to have therapy every night, and it was left here intact, and we're the only battleship in the world that has a permanently installed bathtub.
Gotcha.
So we are now in the Combat Engagement Center. We're going to bring this to life. This is the brains of the ship. This is where the ship would be fought. All the missile systems, the air ops, everything was coordinated right here in this space.
Everybody see these yellow rails here? The yellow rails actually have sections that are taken out so that the watertight doors can be closed under GQ, General Quarters, but they put these rail pieces in and we can actually run ammunition. In case we're running out of ammunition on the forward turrets, we can basically take the ammunition that's in turret 3 and run them all the way around to turrets 1 and turret 2, or vice versa. They would also use, from what I heard from time to time, newbies on board. They would get duct tape, they would tie them to the deal, and they would run them down, and they had no choice.
7-inch armor right here. So now we're down. There's the 1.5-inch armor right there, primary protection, but this is the main protection. Hopefully the shell that gets triggered there will explode in this space, and it will not penetrate our 7 inches of armor.
Space between the hull. Remember, he's talking about the areas where you'd have air pockets, so in the event of a torpedo or missile hitting, you'd hit the outer layers first, feel the difference in the pressure, and that would detonate the missile so it would penetrate more vital spaces. We're standing on top of 7 inches of the main ship's hull, and there's 1 inch of steel directly above us. So needless to say, anything that would have the capacity to penetrate this level would have to pack a punch. In fact, the battleships were designed to be only taken out by other battleships, especially if they had 16-inch guns like the Iowa class.
This is the crew's main medical hospital. It was a 16-bed hospital. The crew hosted the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders at one point in time. Excellent. And so this is where they were dormed, so to speak, and they had a Marine sentry outside. And they said, well, we're protecting our angels.
We're in the Combat Information Center, deep down in the bowels of the ship, well protected. This is a former powder magazine, so you know obviously it was protected on all 4 sides. Plus the ceiling's got our 7 inches of armor above us, and we don't need any armor below, we just have a lot of compartments down below. The ship actually has 9 different decks down below, and we're on deck 4 right now.
Okay, so we're right by turret 2, so we're below deck. The roundness of the turret you see, that continues down to this space right here, and you can see the continuation of the turret down this deck.
So this is the barbette for turret 2. This is armor all the way from the main deck to 7 decks down with no doors between the decks. So if you want to go into the armor deck, into the turret, there's only 2 ways in. One is underneath the gun house, which is the big rectangular turret. You can go in the gun house underneath the little hatch there. The only other way is to go all the way down to the bottom of the ship and then go into underneath this armor and go back up.
So here we are inside the Marine barracks. The USS Iowa had a Marine detachment that was in charge of security for the ship, and they also manned their own 5-inch turret above us. So you can see it's distinct from the other crew compartments because it's camoed to signify the land and sea ability of the United States Marine Corps.
This space right here, there's actually 2 forward plotting rooms. We are in the 5-inch gun mount plotting rooms. All these switches are designed to control what device up on the overall deck up above, which radar, which director are you going to use to fire which gun. We can actually set different rangefinders to fire different mounts. And even mounts can fire mounts, other mounts. So that's what all these switches are designed for.
Now we're near one of the boilers of the ship. When they close the ship off, they actually replace the boiler bricks. So you can actually see it in this tunnel right here. But all of these valves and switches would be used to control the steam pressure, which would in turn power the ship, power the propellers, and give it the ability to run faster than any other armored warship of its time.
This brig right here, this cell is actually where one of the Japanese prisoners of war, a downed flyer, landed close to the Iowa, and they actually held him in this cell until they transported him off.
So here we are on board the ship's barbershop, where sailors are coming to get their hair cut, and from what we've been told, it was a 10-second operation. 10 seconds, just buzz, 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 and you're out back on duty.
We're in the welding shop and the sheet metal shop. The crew on board, the engineers, decided to take a lot of time and put their names in and actually stamped it into this metal deck. And then subsequent crews did the same thing. Very historic.
Here you are inside the machine shop. We've got a drill press manufactured by the Clearman Company in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Manufacturing stamp on the other side is from 1942, October 1942. This was built and then installed. The equipment is in such good shape that they're using it in the Iowa today to refurbish the ship. It's an impressive testament to the engineering feats of the day.
These are the most valued machines in the world. When the reactivation occurred, a lot of the crew did not want to change out to more modern equipment. These old equipment lathes are the best that you can buy or not buy today. Right now on board they have a stock material of brass, bronze, aluminum, stainless steel, so that they can basically manufacture any part they need on board this ship.
Here we are at the ship's bell. We're going to ring 4 bells to signify 4 p.m. Here we go. All right, Robert, brace yourself.
Get down the wardrobe. Get signed up. We're drafting you.